Mark Carney, by the way,
Yeah.
the gents over there in Davos just might run into Carney. They've run into Carney on the street before, but he's leaving Qatar
Oh, yeah.
on his way over there. I can even tell you his schedule because despite the fact that I'm not allowed to go to a Carney press conference anywhere, I am on the PMO press release list. And so 9:45 tomorrow, Prime Minister will participate in a country strategy dialogue at the World Economic Forum. Don't worry, there won't be any questions, just a photo op. 12:30, the Prime Minister will meet with the President of France, his bro in that bromance, Emmanuel Macron. Once again, just a photo op. And then 4:30, the Prime Minister of Canada will deliver remarks and participate in a featured conversation during a special plenary session of the World Economic Forum annual meeting. There will be a press conference, but our guys will not be allowed in because they are not the media lapdogs of the Prime Minister. And at 7:30, the Prime Minister will attend and deliver remarks at a welcome dinner for the open forum at the World Economic Forum annual meeting. That's closed to media. So our Prime Minister, who is the World Economic Forum Prime Minister, this is his first time there. And you're going to see him, I bet, say some pretty anti-American things at the World Economic Forum. I know Trump is going to give a speech. I'm not sure if it will be in person, though.
You know, it's his first time there indeed, Sheila, as Prime Minister.
As Prime Minister, yeah.
He's a frequent flyer when it comes to the World Economic Forum. And Sheila, I'm going to ask you, I'll give you my answer first. If you were able to scrum Carney in Davos, you got that 30-second elevator pitch, what question would you ask him? What I would be fascinated, and I admit, in my context, it's like the tagline from Jaws 4, perhaps the worst movie in the franchise, but great tagline. This time it's personal. You might recall when Avi and Ezra were in Davos 2 years ago, and it was literally days after I had been physically assaulted and falsely arrested by Fraulein Freeland's henchman, Uncle Fester of the Mounties. And they scrummed Carney. And Carney said words to the effect, oh, that's wrong. You know, a free press is so important. My question right now in 2026 would be, what happened? Why were you a defender of free press and independent media in 2024 and you become Prime Minister? Oh, no, never mind that rubbish. I've got a new agenda. I wonder what he would say, Sheila.
Well, I don't believe that he actually believes in the free press. I mean, he said to Ezra, oh, I'm a public figure. Of course I should be engaging with the media. That's part of what the media does, is hold public figures to account. Or, you know, I'm paraphrasing probably. I'm probably even putting it a lot better than he did. But look what he's done over the last 48 to 72 hours. He's cozied up to some of the most authoritarian regimes on the face of the earth.
Great point.
You don't cozy up to China if you care about freedom. You sure as hell don't cozy up to Qatar like they are if you care about freedom. But that's exactly what they did. We have this article, or sorry, this is from the official Prime Minister's account. And it is on a deal, or at least an agreement between Canada and Qatar. I think now the world's largest state sponsor of terror.
Yep.
And we strengthen our ties. We should be severing them all and creating new opportunities for cooperation in the years ahead. Like what? Like what? And anyways, you can see the stark contrast between our cultures and theirs in the two photos there.
You know, Sheila, I don't care how much money Qatar has. The idea of getting into bed with this regime, now the number one state sponsor of terrorism, given Iran's problems, it is inexplicable. And the same goes for the U.S. too, Sheila. I don't understand where Donald Trump is coming from in terms of getting cozy with Qatar. This is the enemy. This is not an ally. And it's absolutely baffling. And really, Qatar, China, the staunch Western allies of Canada, this is where Carney is going to, of all places on the globe. Absolutely baffling.
Well, and if you wanted what Qatar has, oil wealth,
Yeah.
wouldn't you develop it here at home? Like, wouldn't you develop
There's no
it here at home?
business case for that.
As an
Blackface said so.
Albertan, as an Albertan, when you look at the federal government cozying up to places like Qatar while continuing to shaft you on a pipeline, and you're like, we're over here. Our girls can have driver's license. They might even work in the oil patch. And you've got almost zero human rights for women in Qatar.
Yeah.
But that is where these two feminist cabinet ministers went to sign this new agreement for opportunities. In the meantime, we're like, hey, we're right here.
Yep.
We could be richer, but you won't let us.
And we're not funding the likes of the Muslim Brotherhood. Well, not yet, I probably should say. So, yeah, but like I said, evidently Trudeau said, well, not evidently, he did say there was no business case for liquefied natural gas. And did I read something right last week? We're striking a deal with Egypt to get that very product?
I did a story on it. It's sort of the mainstream media didn't report on it, but I watch the oil and gas publications and announcements around the world just because my family interests in these things. And yeah, we are importing liquefied natural gas from Egypt to the east coast of Canada. And Egypt actually struggles to meet domestic demand, but somehow they've figured out how to build an export terminal. Wouldn't that be nice? We can't build an export terminal, and we can't build transnational infrastructure to deal with these kinds of things. We've got liquid gas that hell wouldn't have here in the West. We just can't get it anywhere because of the Liberals. And so once again, the Liberals are doing these deals with Middle Eastern countries, and we're like, hello, right here.
You like the hat? Me too. Same strong message about making Canada great again, but in a really cool color, black and gold. There's other colors available, and it's an all Canadian site. So if you want to signal your tribe or trigger a Liberal, go to mcgahats.ca today.